collecting valuable information. So now that we got the first two pieces of crisis communication plan, which is really identifying who's going to be the lead and how you're going to communicate outwards, the other critical component of a crisis communication plan is actually collecting valuable information. So one of the things that happens, we've seen it time and time again with different crisis and situations and hazards all over the province, is not a lack of information, it's actually the opposite. It's too much information. People get overwhelmed from all sorts of different sources, and not only that, there's a lot of misinformation that's out there. Classic kind of scenario is people are pulling their information off Facebook and it's just not accurate, and it's causing more and more confusion, and it's actually burying the accurate information out there. So what we can do is we can take a few moments right now, we can identify trusted sources of information ahead of time, so that way if a crisis does happen, we know where we're going to find up-to-date, accurate information that's relevant to our situation. So if we look inside the tool, what we can see here is that it has actually pre-populated our top 5 most likely hazards to impact our business. This is actually hashing all the way back to Bob's Bingo Hall and Bakery, and we can see that these are the hazards that we had selected before, and so we can actually, under each one of these hazards, we can add an information source. So we can actually click here and we can say wildfires. Why not take a little bit of time right now and identify some trusted source of information for wildfire? Here's a really good example. BC Wildfire Services. Maybe you want to go to their website, and you can actually type in the website link if you want, and then you click add. Here's the nice thing. If you like getting information from Facebook, let's say, or Twitter or what have you, no worries. Most of these organizations actually have a presence on multiple social media channels. So you can still get your updates from BC Wildfire Services through Facebook, but you know it's going to be accurate. Same sort of thing here. We also have flooding was identified, failure of equipment. So for flooding, maybe we're going to actually use the BC River Forecast Center, which is an excellent source of information. On top of that, actually, here's maybe another idea. Maybe we'd actually check out Dry BC, because you know what? Dry BC will show if any roads are flooded. If there's an atmospheric river that's come in and washed out a highway, Dry BC is actually probably one of the best places to get that information. So maybe you want to add that to flooding right now. And again, this is something where you can take the time right now and think about these kind of sources of information. And you might not think of them in the situation at the moment, at the time, if you're being faced down by an emergency and you're getting evacuated. But now you can actually take the time, you can Google around, and you can find these things and set them up in advance. So that way you've got something you can reference in case you are faced with a situation and you do need up-to-date information. And again, all this is customized from before, so we've got a funny one down here. Running out of bingo cards was a custom hazard that could be facing Bob's Bakery and Bingo Hall. So again, maybe he's got trusted source of information on that front. Maybe it's like the Bingo Council of Canada. Who knew that existed? But there you go, bang. So you can create this tailored to your business, so you know where you're gonna get the latest information should you find yourself in a hazard situation.